One of the distinctive features of the Discovery Best for Surfski series has been the stand-up paddleboarders, suppers. A lot of curious faces from the ski paddlers, so it's time to find out what supping is all about. Now, to do that, we need an expert and we need a complete beginner.
Modern stand-up paddleboarding started in Hawaii as well, as it should. It was started by big wave surfers like Dave Kalama, Laird Hamilton and Robbie Nash, and from there it's become a worldwide phenomenon, and it's the fastest growing water sport in the world today. SUP is taking off amazingly in South Africa. In Cape Town we see a full range of events. We see racing events, surfing events, wave riding events, people cruising around. SUP is really taking off now in Durban with Billy Harker's SUP series joining the Surfski series. And every Sunday when you come down to the beach you see people out there supping. It's amazing. We've got the 14-foot race, which is the premium class at the moment, and those you can race on flat water or on the sea. Then you get the 12-6 class, which is also part of the SUP series. And then you've got the cruising boards, which is just really for anybody. You can cruise on the sea, you can cruise on rivers, on dams, anywhere. You take an 11-6 cruising board, you can put your kid on it, so you can go out with your wife, anything. It's really for fun, absolute fun. And then you have the wave riding boards and the fun wave riding boards, and then you get the more technical, competitive wave riding boards.
Complete clueless beginner in Andy Birkett, what are you going to take him through as a first timer?
I'm going to show him how to stand on the board, how to hold the paddle, how to do strokes, how to change the paddle over when he needs to turn, how to kneel, how to do everything basically. Then we're going to take him onto the water, going out through the surf, can be on his knees if he's really brave. If he's really brave, then he can stand up. But yes, I'll take him first on his knees and show him how to get over waves. And then when we're out past the breakers, I'll get him to stand up and get his balance on the sea, because it's going to be completely different to on flat water here. And then I'll make sure that he's paddling properly, balancing properly, and then I'll teach him how to catch a wave. So I'm going to show him how to identify a wave, and then I'm going to show him what to do. What you do basically after you've identified a wave, you start turning for the wave. As he gets onto the wave, he's going to step into surfing position and surf the wave.
I don't think my canoeing has helped me at all. I'd say it's a different sport completely. Obviously, paddle control helps a bit, but the fact that you're standing on the craft instead of sitting inside it, so it's completely different. But lots of fun nonetheless. It's pretty difficult, but once you get it, it's really rewarding catching a few waves, and just great fun out there in the sea.
I think he's looking almost pro.
During the race, what to do in terms of food and fluid intake, there's a few important things we need to consider. The first one is carbohydrate is your fuel during the race, so that's the one thing, is how we're going to get carbohydrate into the body. The other one is then the fluid, because we're sweating whilst we're doing this, so we're going to have to look at maintaining a fluid balance. The last one that we need to look at is maybe electrolytes. That would only be during really extended times of competition, or in those of us that's really heavy salt sweaters. To start early. Don't wait until you're excessively thirsty, or don't wait until you're excessively hungry, or that the fuel source is excessively low, because then it's always going to be a struggle to catch up. Fuel sources can be solids or liquids, whatever you prefer. Liquids would be something like sports drinks that's available. Solids can be anything like pieces of fruit or fruit cake or jelly sweets. Some people eat nougat sweets. So whatever is a predominant carbohydrate source, it is important not to include the fatty part. So we're not going to eat the chocolate. We'll eat the raisins, for instance, but not the chocolate-coated raisins. The other aspect that we have to consider is then the fluid intake. If you determine your sweat rate beforehand, before competition, so you've got an idea of what you usually take, you should be okay in doing what you usually do. So if you usually have an intake of 1 litre an hour, then you can take 1 litre an hour. A lot of us drink much less. It's quite individual, so there's no ballpark figure that I can tell you every 10 minutes drink, a cup. What is important, although, is to look at environmental temperature as well. If you're going to be out there and it's not the temperature that you're used to, then you know fluid intake must be up. And make sure that you then maybe be very diligent in drinking early and drinking regularly and drinking small amounts of regular intervals. If it's a cool weather condition, it's something that you use to then fuel intake may be the main goal. So you can play around with this, but I would think stick to what you know, but always stick to something that you've tried and tested before.
Come May and the onset of autumn and winter, Durban boasts a magnificent climate that lends itself to water sport, the outdoors and being on the ocean. It's also the time for the start of the Discovery Best 4 Surfski series, the world's oldest and biggest surfski series. After weeks of eager build-up, the series kicked off at the Marine Surf Lifesaving Club with the New Balance grading race.
Beach is loaded, start of the series, there's a bit of a buzz. Who's going to be racing?
Same three guys from marathons, yes, I think. Len, Grant and Brandon van der Walt, I reckon. Matthew, if he gets out of bed early enough, he might be down here. I haven't seen him yet, and I hope to be up there as well. And there'll be a few other guys, I'm sure, that have been training fairly hard with the group and that, and they should be up in the top 10.
Six Snakes out here and you're amongst them. What's going on?
Not so much racing snake, I'm just trying my hand at this, hoping to get a bit more experience as the series goes on.
It's also lack of conditions to really cut your teeth in it.
Oh man, this is perfect. It's amazing to be here. Well, look at it, it's a perfect morning.
I mean, there are also guys like Len out here, he's not a Surfski regular, but they're taking full advantage.
I think in such flat conditions like this, the guys can sort of outmuscle the guys who got a bit of experience in the sea, but we'll see how things go.
Get used to Surfskis being on the beach. What the hell is this?
Stand-up paddleboard.
And there are quite a bunch of yokes here.
There's quite a lot of us now. It's getting bigger and bigger every year.
How much of a workout is this thing?
It's a hell of a good workout. Full body workout.
You pushing 6 or 12Ks today?
6.
Probably the most nervous face looking out to sea is yours. What's happening?
No, I'm not nervous at all. It's a beautiful day, so I'm excited to get the race started.
And this is your plan to start the series? I mean, what are you thinking in terms of grading? What's going through your head?
No, we're just doing it for fun. I'm part of a lifesaving club, so we're just doing it for some winter fitness.
Also on the beach, some Gauteng youngsters making their debut in surfski racing.
Yeah, we are going to go really hard. I'm going to push him because we have to swap from sprinting to long distance. So, yeah, but it's going to be a really nice race. So.
How easy was it to learn how to get into surfski?
It wasn't that hard because we are used to canoe boats. So, yeah, it wasn't that hard. Just the waves are a bit different, and the salty water.
It's a little bit bigger than the waves in Jozi, eh?
Yeah, they are really big, eh?
We've managed to find the 5 prettiest girls on the beach. What are you doing here?
Watching our dad and our mom paddling.
So while your mom and dad are paddling, what do you girls do?
We're going to play on the beach, at the beach.
So is this the coolest way to spend your Sunday morning?
Pretty much, yeah.
Who are you supporting today?
My father.
Is he fit?
Yes.
So is he going fast?
Yes.
Whose dad is going to win?
Ours.
Skis like toothpicks as over 400 paddlers descend on South Beach for the start.
Well, we're ready. It's been a while since we paddled, so it's going to be good to get back in the water, and the conditions are blooming fantastic.
Hey, this is my first race, so looking forward to it. Thanks.
Short and long course options for the paddlers today, starting from the shelter of the Marine Surf Lifesaving Club, then heading down to the Shotgun Piers, where the paddlers then turn out into the swell, 1.5 kilometres to a turning buoy, and then returning on the home leg of the triangular course for the start. The short course is already out on the water, so the doubles and the mixed doubles gearing up, and a classic chopper shot as the skis push out through what was quite modest surf on the day from South Beach at the start of all. Modest for some, unless you timed it wrong. Ouch. Then it was a push out just behind the back line to enjoy the conditions that were smooth and calm, great for the novices, and also making for some really fast racing time as the paddlers just skirted the back line at the Durban beachfront to the first turning buoy at the Shotgun Pier at Snake Park.
Every turn we got to, you had to contend with the doubles. Unfortunately, that is part of racing, and that's just how it goes. But it's always fun. It makes the racing interesting instead of just the same old tedious stuff. So you can use a bit of tactics here and there, trying to get whoever gets to the inside line of the doubles or goes around, so it chops it up a bit, which is quite nice.
Just look at that, it's not every day you see such a big field of doubles out for a surf ski race, packed like a shoal of sardines at the early turns. Now, some tension on the beach for the single ski start for the elite long courses. This is a 2-lapper on that triangular format all the way down to Snake Park. And it's key for these paddlers. This is Brandon van der Walt giving us a view of what's going on the water. You want to get anywhere near the podium, you've got to get a good start.
You look at the class of paddlers when everyone lines up on the start line, you've got at least 5 or 6 of the top 20 guys at an international race lining up next year. I mean, you got Hank, Matthew Bowman, my brother, Barry Lewin, you know, you name it, you've got them here. You know, we're missing out on Sean Rice and Simon van Geysen and those guys, but it leaves that little bit of, you know, a question for when you do race, and, you know, it's that unsuspecting victim that they're going to catch out.
And from the chopper you see that massive diamond formation right at the start as the elite long courses push out to the first turning buoy. Now a look back from Brandon van der Walt's boat. There's Mark Mulder cleverly dropping back onto the diamond, Barry Lewin on the right. No Hank McGregor on the start line. He was away competing at the Euro Challenge in Spain. So the door opened for some of these elite racers to steal a head start in the series standings. Right up at the front, Len Jenkins, fresh from the Marathon Champs.
Yeah, I think Len's recently hooked up a fence sponsorship, which is quite nice. I mean, I think he spent the Marine Series like finding his feet in the sea. And yeah, he's definitely taken off with a bang, you know, winning the first grading race of the series. And yeah, I think his Surfski career is definitely looking bright for the future, and he's only got room for improvement, so I definitely think he's well on his way there. And I think Len's strength at the moment, you know, Len's a flatwater specialist out and out. I mean, silver world marathon champs medalist 2009, 2010. So yeah, I mean, he's top class, and to beat Len on any day is quite a feat. So.
And today, Len Jenkins doing it the only way that Len knows how. You go to the front fast, and you keep on going fast. Total domination is the Len way, and he seems set on doing that today. Soon the front bunch was down to 4. Barry Lewin, Len Jenkins, Brandon van der Walt, and Mark Mulder. Durban delivering in spectacular fashion on the curtain raiser to the 2012 Discovery Best for Surfski series. Then the front bunch was down to 3 as Mulder was shaken off the front bunch, Van der Walt pulling as Lewin and Jenkins sit on his wave. Mark Mulder now paddling alone, scratching, trying to get back on the front bunch, while the doubles reveling in the calm oceans. Classic conditions for many of them mixed doubles. Guys paddling with girls like Lawrence Blackbeard and Nicolette Crozier, loving what the bay has rolled out for them on the day. From the Snake Park turn can, it was out into the swell for the 1.5 kilometer pull to the deep sea turn can. This is lap 1, and the field already starting to spread out against the classic Durban backdrop. The leaders flying past the stand-up paddleboarders on the homeward bound leg of the lap, the suppers earning full respect from the ski paddlers, and the SUP series a perfect complement to the Discovery Best 4 calendar of events. Up front, it's down to 2. Brandon van der Walt trying to keep the pace hot to try and keep Len Jenkins at bay, but all the time looking over his shoulder to see just when Len was going to kick. Plenty of anxious eyes on the beach as the race moves into lap number 2. And the paddlers on the northwards leg just behind the Durban backline from South Beach past Dairy Beach to Snake Park. And the kind of ocean conditions setting the stage for breakneck pace at the front of the big field. Still big bunches in the singles and doubles long course field as they make the turn, setting the scene for an intriguing finish amongst the title contenders.
Yeah, Barry had a good race. I think his fitness is lacking a bit. he generally takes the beginning of the year off, you know, worrying about his series and stuff, and he puts a lot of effort into that, which takes it out of his training. So, yeah, he definitely, I was surprised he was there for the first lap, to be honest, but he's training hard, he's training with us in the afternoons, he's putting in the miles, so it won't be long before he's fighting it out for first place again.
Barry Lewin, a seasoned Surfski stalwart and keen to mix it at the front of any race. The front runners now slicing through the bulk of the long course doubles, adding another dimension to what was building to be a close finish, until Jenkins kicked down and found a gear that no one else had.
Yeah, it was a nice day today. Perfect conditions for me. I don't like too many swells and too much big waves, and it was nice and flat today. One or two small swells coming in, but that is great. Yeah, well done to Brandon van der Walt. He and I managed to get rid of Mark Mulder and early in the race, and then Barry Lewin fell off halfway through the race, and it came down to the last K and a half, and I managed to get a couple of good swells and edged in front of Brandon.
You pushed it hard yesterday at the KZN K1 Marathon Champs. That couldn't have helped.
No, I was feeling the first lap I was battling to get back into it, but yeah, I'm a bit tired from yesterday. It was a good 2 hours, but yeah, luckily I'm fit and I can handle it.
So Jenkins takes it, with Brandon van der Walt 2 waves further back in second. And looking over his shoulder to see Barry Lewin chasing hard, just a short wave further back, trying to shake up the podium in the dying stages of the race. So just inside an hour of racing, and Brandon van der Walt collects his second place. And just behind him, the tenacious Bazza Lewin in third. First doubles home, youngsters. In fourth overall, Luke Chalupski and Sean Diaz. That's a great effort by these youngsters, winning the doubles by almost a minute from Jeffrey Smith and Warren Jacobs. Now all eyes onto the water to see who's going to be the first female paddler home. Some real talent on the water, but the title going to the super talented Jenna Ward, prevailing over Danica Forster, who had a rather incident-riddled first race of the series. There's the numbers that count, early points for these elite men. Great to see Jenkins locking antlers with McGregor and Bowman later in the series. Back on the water, Debbie Jermeke and Carmen Blakeney cruising home. First women's doubles crew home, continuing where they left off in the river season.
We've just changed things up this year. We're not going to be doing a final prize-giving party. We're finding that the guys are actually not wanting to go to parties currently. Grogging is out, especially if you have to drive. And so what I've done is I've organised a tour to the Pete Marlin Memorial in East London on the 9th to 11th of November. And whoever finishes in the various series categories, positions and grades get to go on the tour.
Road trip from hell, eh?
Well, boss, hopefully the smart bunnies actually fly there, because it's a 1-hour flight and an 8-hour drive. So I'd rather go for the 1-hour flight.
Now, Billy, for the Doffies, there are a lot of puzzle faces on the beach here. The Thule performance system. Everybody's trying to work out a strategy where they can start logging their points so that they can gradually start increasing it during the season. What's the program about?
And so we've got a system where guys get points for improving their own percentage score, for beating friends of theirs that they've allocated and named as their rivals, and for beating their overall total average score of all the races they've ever done. And so it allows guys to note and claim points for the small increments in their improvements. And then there's a win at the end of the day, and yeah.
So your first Surfski race, how does it feel?
Feels good. We came 12th place, so I'm happy.
12th place is unbelievable for your first Surfski race.
Yeah, just go with the flow. The waves are a bit tricky, but you have to stay on your boat and keep paddling.
Luckily, the surf was small for the suppers. These LD supboards are not designed for wave riding, and it showed. At the end of the day, Durban delivered the conditions. The paddlers responding with one of the biggest Surfski fields ever. The New Balance grading race bragging rights going to Jenna Ward and Luke Chalupski and Sean Diaz. Once again, we invite you to submit your video clips of unique paddling moments. And this month, we featured Durban fishing ski paddler Scott Hunter off Umhloti, coming across a whale in desperate trouble, caught in the shark nets, struggling after dragging the anchored nets all the way from Umhlonga. Hunter got hold of a sharp fishing knife, and one by one, he cut the net off the whale until it was freed and able to swim off. Much of the shark nets were still tangled around the whale. Hunter didn't leave and stayed close by until he had phoned the sharks board, who then committed to come and free the whale. But this up-close experience with the whale, partly traumatized and partly grateful, was a life changer.
Alright, so the good news is the sharks board guys are coming to save this thing. They've got some special tools which they'll use to take the net off. Seems like I think we'll rather leave him now, because I think getting too close to him might be freaking him out a bit. And we don't want him to get tired and drown. So I think we're just going to leave him. The sharks board are coming to fix him up. And we'll keep an eye on it, and I'll let you know if he comes right.
And now, for good measure, here's another classic moment shot from a canoe, this time from a river in the States. Fisherman having a terrific day out fishing in his boat, befriended a couple of cool-looking friendly geese. Well, he took for granted they were cool-looking friendly geese and just carried on his day fishing. Just watch what happens next.
I think we get hooked before it's all said and done. If you back it dumb like this.
Classic scenes. Geese 1, fisherman 0. Watch your back all the time on the stretch of water, buddy.
What'd I do to you?
Well, a sensational start to the Winter Surfski series on the eastern seaboard of the country. Let's look forward to an equally sensational start to the river racing season in the Western Cape. And of course, we've got flatwater marathons and so much more to look forward to. And far, far, far away, our sprinters are bidding for Olympic glory. Paddle sport kicking up a gear. Remember, we'd really love to hear from you. If you have your comment, details are on screen right now. Let us know what you think, what you'd like to see more of. Until next time, we'll catch you on the water.
Beyond the Paddle, powered by Best 4 nutritional supplements. Good, better, best for you and your family.